a series that we're running every Thursday morning at 8 o'clock that looks at different aspects of the platform and how you as teachers can use the platform to sort of help you out and to get your head around the best way to implement LiteracyPlanet. With this one today, we're going to look at assigning missions, which is a very important element of the platform. As you know, we kind of designed the platform in general to make your lives easier and to do a lot of the heavy lifting. So what we try and encourage, or what we often suggest, is that you can let the platform auto assign for as long as you would like to, as long as you like to do. Allow the students to work their way through it, find their own feet, and sort of plod their way through the assignments in that way. But there's often working alongside that is the ability to assign a mission as well. So the reasons you'd possibly do that, say you're looking at your class and you're keeping your eyes on the reports section up here, which there is a webinar on that later, so please feel free to join us on that one as well. But you'll be keeping your eye on the reports thing, and you'll be looking at your class and you'll be seeing how they're doing. And it may be a situation where you see that one of the students may be struggling with comprehension, or there may be 3 or 4 students struggling with comprehension, and that's when, as a teacher, you can go in and you can assign a mission, and you can really begin to sort of tailor that particular student or student's learning experience. So it's a really handy tool, very good for intervention, very good for but it's, like I say, steering students in certain ways and helping them develop if they're struggling with any strands or anything like that. So it's a very useful tool. As with everything on this platform, it will seem like impossible, really difficult to do for about 3 times, and then it'll be as easy as anything. It's always we try to make it sort of counterintuitive as possible. So very simple. It's very straightforward task. You just log into your home page, which I'm sure you're all familiar with. Just down here, and you'll see your students, your class, etc., and then you just simply go to assigning a task. That then brings up all of the missions, all of the years here, like so. So you've got your strands, which you look at here. Obviously, key stages 1 and 2, years 1 and 2. You've got sight words, you've got phonics, but you've got spelling, grammar, and comprehension as well. So for the purpose of today, we'll say we'll be looking at year 5, for example. So say you've got year 5 students there. So we'll select our year 5 missions. As I mentioned at the start, we'll say we're using comprehension with this time. So that then brings up all your year 5 missions, all your year 5 comprehension missions. And you can then begin the process of assigning those missions to some or all of your students. So let's have a look at one which we find might be quite interesting. Oh, wow. Let's have a look at that. Goliath bird-eating spider. Hope no one has arachnophobia out there. So we'll have a little look at this. It sounds quite intriguing. So what that then does, it brings up the mission. So you can have a look at the mission, make sure that you're happy with it, make sure it's suitable for your class and for the students that you'd like to use it with. Here are my students in my class. I've only got a small class, but we'll say, for example, Laura McHugh is struggling with her comprehension. So look, we select her there. And we can just simply assign the mission by clicking assign. Now, you'll get this page up here, and I often put about a week or 2 weeks, really, because otherwise, if you don't put a date in at this stage, the mission will stay on Laura's platform, and it can get a little bit clogged up. So it's just a little bit of admin, really. So I would show this home from now, and I would often change it a week, 2 weeks, something like that. Look, this is selected 2 weeks. So yeah, 2 weeks to do you. And then you assign like so. And that mission is now assigned to Laura McHugh's platform. I'll show you we can have a little preview of how it looks. What happens is also quite important to know. This is quite an interesting element of the assigning missions feature. Once you've assigned that mission to the student, to Laura, that then locks Laura's platform, which means that the other things that may be not a distraction as such, but the other things that we've got on the platform to help with student engagement, and the things that students enjoy and to come back to, everything kind of locks. So the arcades, the avatar shop, will lock, and you won't be able, the student won't be able to access those until they've completed the mission. They don't necessarily have to have passed the mission, but they need to have at least completed it and registered a score, and then that then unlocks the platform again. The reason we do this is, like I say, if you've got certain groups that you're trying to encourage to focus on that particular area, you want to make sure that they're doing it before they go on to play on the platform. So it's just a little bit of a sort of way of sort of controlling that element of it. So yeah, that'll be locked until Laura completes that. To unassign missions, very, very straightforward. So say, like I say, they'll unassign automatically if you set it for 2 weeks. You can unassign just by simply doing that there. So then Laura is unassigned. So basically these teachers, students here have missions assigned to them. Laura's one there, we've just unassigned it. That's just cleared up the platform. I won't keep you too much longer. We're going to try and keep it as like a 10-minute thing. But one thing I will also mention, this is quite a good element, and this is bringing something else into the platform. So I'll just touch on it briefly. But this is where you can set up your classes. It's quite a good level to quite a good opportunity to if you wanted to set up subgroups within your group. So say, like I say, if it wasn't just Laura with comprehension, there was 2 or 3 students that you wanted to really focus on it. I'll just show you this ever so briefly as well. Like I say, you will get a recording. It's a new class. Excuse me. And what we'll call this, we'll call this comprehension boost. Sorry, I know I was doing something wrong there. There we go, comprehension boost. And we'll keep Robert Johnson's teacher there. We shall save that. And then in your comprehension boost, you can edit like that. Make sure that's on there. So we'll keep the teachers on there. Fantastic. Then we go to manage students, and we'll just put Laura and we'll put Gordon Lee into there. And then they're back into that comprehension boost there. So there's your comprehension boost group sorted out. You can then go back to the home page. And this is just a little extra thing. So you can select now that group and you can email out, as opposed to, it means that you don't have to select individual students. So we'll look for a year 5 again, comprehension. Maybe we won't do anything quite scary as the bird eating spiders. We'll go for Magic City, for example. There we go. And then rather than having to select them, you can just simply go to your comprehension boost. That brings up your 2 students. You could assign to all of them, click assign, and away you go. I hope that's all made sense. I'm going to put my, I'm just going to open the Q&A channel as well here, because unfortunately, for some reason, I don't know if you're going to be able to see this. I'm going to put my, into there, Robert Johnson at LiteracyPlanet.com. There we go. I hope you can see that. I've had to log in as Mary. We have to share an account. So my email address is robert.johnson@literacyplanet.com. So please, like I say, I'll send everyone a recording. All the participants are recording anyway. But if there's anything you want to look further into, if you'd like to spend a little bit more time on a one-to-one basis going through that element of the platform, then I'd be more than happy to. But I hope that's helped you out. I'm going to just open the Q&A facility there. So throw it open to you guys. We've got a few minutes. There's no massive rush, but if anyone's got any questions, please fire away. Like I say, it's very, very useful. There's different approaches, different things work for different teachers. Like I say, I'm always quite a fan of allowing the platforms to do the heavy lifting. So I think it's a good thing to allow the platform to auto assign as much as needed, and then the teacher can intervene and step in wherever he or she feels it's suitable or necessary. But I think the main takeaway from this is that it's a way that you can tailor and sort of steer a student in a certain direction, and you can get their focus on it. So it may be that you want to assign missions of a comprehension on comprehension or grammar or something similar for a couple of weeks, and you just want to see if you can get that score building up a little bit, and see if you can see a marked improvement. It also works the other way as well. If you've got a student that's really flying through, the comprehension, the comprehension or the grammar or the spelling missions at that particular level, then you've got the option then to begin to assign that student missions from a higher level. You just select the year up, the year level up from the one that they are currently working on. So really useful tool. And there ends the 15-minute workout. I hope you found it enjoyable, and hopefully we'll see you next Thursday.